There's a strong argument to be made that the LA Rams are the worst team going into the NFL season with one of the worst defenses on paper that I've ever seen. I mean, without their two big superstars, this team is XFL level. But thankfully for Rams fans, I'm taking over at the helm, and if I don't bring back a Lombardi to LA within 5 seasons, I have to waste my money on a Cooper Kupp jersey and give it away to a random lucky subscriber in the comments. And look at how putrid this team is, dude. I'm gonna need a miracle to save my money. And at the end of this first season, I'm gonna have to make some tough decisions on who to keep and who to trade away, because we're gonna need all the draft picks possible to turn this franchise around. Unless this offense somehow scores 1,000,000 points, I really don't expect anything more than 6 wins this season, because this defense is one of the worst things I've ever laid my eyes on. Like, you can't tell me that's an NFL player. We have until 2028 to win a Super Bowl, and honestly, I wouldn't mind having a really bad year and getting a high draft pick, because by God, dude, this team needs it. And my desire for an extremely bad first season was achieved. Now, I'd actually love for that bad record to have been the worst record in the league so we can have possibly the top pick in the draft. And it looks like, no, we're gonna get, what, the 3rd pick in the draft? There's a prospect I really like. I wonder what the cost would be to trade up here with the Commanders. We almost had the worst offense in the league, man. And we did have the worst defense. Told you guys we have so much work to do here. Stafford, yeah, man, we might actually have to move on from him. That decision will have to be made soon enough. Running the football, oh my God, that is horrible. I might honestly need over 100 seasons to rebuild this team. I mean, at least Cooper Kupp was good, so like, I think the key is really to hang on to him because he's gonna be the staple of our offense even though he's already in his 30s. That's how you know this team's in a bad state. And even Aaron Donald himself only got 10 sacks on the year, and aside from Aaron Donald, Byron Young had the most tackles on the team with 2.5. Like, I knew this team was bad, but not that bad. Shocker here with Patrick Mahomes winning MVP. AFC Rookie of the Year goes to Anthony Richardson. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Will Anderson, which isn't a shock. In the NFC, it goes to Brian Branch. And offensively goes to, of course, Bryce Young. We're gonna have to make some massive moves this offseason to have any chance to win more than, what, like 7 games next year? Much less a Super Bowl. At least Lamar got himself his first ring. Let's hope to God we didn't have anybody retire. Thank God we held on to everybody, because if we lose Aaron Donald or Cooper Kupp to retirement, I don't know if this challenge is even possible. Some massive upgrades this offseason, let me tell you. First bit of business this offseason, though, is to renegotiate some contracts. Are there any players whose contracts are up that I even care about? Oh, Cam Akers, that's one. That's a player I think we do need to bring back. John Johnson, probably, just because our defense is so bad. Like, yeah, there's some money we're gonna have to throw out there this offseason. Hopefully Cam Akers will take, I'll give him a 4-year deal, man. Come on, you gotta accept that. He's coming back. Hopefully we can say the same thing about Jordan Fuller here. I mean, he's sort of interested in coming back, and we've got to bring Jordan back because look how bad our depth is behind him. I mean, again, bro, I'll give you a 4-year deal. I'll even up it a little bit, and thank God we don't have to start the season with the 66 overall strong safety. Now, John Johnson here is an even bigger piece we need to come back. Even though you're 28, man, I'll again give you a fat little 4-year deal. Please be enough. Thank you, John. Now, Van Jefferson has no interest in re-signing, and honestly, I don't have interest in bringing you back. You're 28, you're gonna cost too much. I'd rather give that money to like Tyler Higbee, who does want to return. He is starting to regress though, so I'm not gonna give him way too much. I'll actually bump this down just a little bit, and our man took a pay cut to return. Honestly, none of these guys I care about, but I do want to bring back Witherspoon because we need as many corners as possible, and he is interested in returning. As a 75 overall, he would be our best corner on the team. Actually, up this to like a 3-year deal and drop the salary just a tad, and I successfully have brought back every player I wanted. Now, before we do advance into free agency, I think it is finally time. We appreciate you, Matthew, for bringing a Super Bowl to LA, but I just can't afford that $50 million cap hit. Now, the problem is I don't think any team is gonna want to trade for him, and nobody even wants to send me an offer for him. Now, the Falcons could afford afford them, and they do need a QB. Kind of same thing with the Patriots. Oh my gosh, do I send Matt Stafford to my Titans? Like, what are the odds they would give me Treylon Burks? I'm just curious. Oh my god, I might have to do this. Instead of draft picks, we could get ourselves a perfect Van Jefferson replacement. But the main question is, like, how do I make this deal work? Because I don't want to have to get rid of draft picks. Wait, why is it still letting me get rid of Van Jefferson? Like, does this actually work? Oh my god. Boys, I have to say, I think this is the biggest finesse in the history of the NFL. Whoever ends up being our QB next season is gonna love their top 2 targets at receiver, but we've got some work to do on this defense this offseason, let me tell ya. Now, out of pure curiosity, I just do want to see what it would take to trade up 2 spots here. This guy is costing $20 million a season? Come on, Washington, you know you want it. Actually, they don't. You know what? I'll even throw in one of our best corners here. And how about like a future 4th round pick and a future 3rd round pick? Is this enough for pick number 1? It's declined. But since I made this discovery, I just kind of want to go ahead and get rid of this left tackle this offseason and just save a ton of money. It's like nobody that needs a left tackle can afford them, aside from my Titans again. I mean, there's no way I get a second out of this. That is horrible. Like, I think I'm gonna be lucky to even get like a 4th round pick from next year, and that's not even good enough. Let's make it a 4th from this year instead, and maybe from here I can dump even more salary. Daniel Hardy can go, so can this cornerback. Now, will this be enough? Definitely not. So what if I gave you like a future 6th? I mean, I'd take it honestly, and it still declined. How about Stetson Bennett? Because like, I don't want him. Like, he's not gonna be my starter. He's just too low rated. How about him instead of the draft picks? And yeah, it went backwards. How about also adding in a 2026 6th? And yes, finally, we do acquire an extra 4th round pick while also gaining a ton of cap room. So I do think it is officially time to enter free agency, and I've got to make sure I get this right. We do have 47 mil to spend. We have to be smart. We just can't spend all our money on one player, which I'm not gonna lie, the free agency here is kind of extremely mid. But we still can get some solid depth, I believe. Now, do I sign a quarterback just in case? Like, I feel like Sam Darnold could be a good backup. Like, I'll even give you a 4-year deal, and that should stand as his best offer. Now, I do want to be smart with the wide receiver position, which honestly, I think the only receiver that makes any sense at all is McCole Hardman, which he's super interested in joining. I mean, I wouldn't mind giving you a little 4-year deal, and we by far have the top offer. Now, we do need to replace our man at left tackle, which Isaiah Wynn seems like the best bet here. 3-year deal, maybe even push it to a 4-year deal, and we're his only offer at this point. Now, Ruiz here is like the only other decent offensive lineman, and he by far would be our best right guard. So I wouldn't mind giving you, honestly, a 5-year deal, and I'll up this salary quite a bit, and we're behind the Raiders. You know what? I'll make that a 6-year deal, and I'll bump this all the way to like $4 million. Let's do like a 4.2 million bonus. Hopefully this is enough to overtake the Raiders. It's not. I don't think I can afford them, unfortunately. Now, Zach here could be a decent option at defensive end. Why is he want such a big bonus? I mean, I'll give you a 4-year deal. I'll up the salary a little bit, and we have the best offer. This free agent class is so bad. We could add a decent little corner here. Levi Wallace, I'll add you on a 3-year deal. It looks like we're fighting with the Bears and Lions. And right outside linebacker, this is the only man I'm even halfway interested in. Tied with the Eagles. At defensive tackle, I think DJ Jones is probably the only player that makes sense. He doesn't actually, because we can't afford him. Can we afford any of these guys? I don't think anybody here just makes sense. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and see who we get out of this bunch. Hopefully we get all of them. So we got Levi Wallace, Isaiah Wynn, and Yetur Gross-Matos. Texans gave a real good offer to Hardman. Zach, we're still on top, and Sam Darnold, still nobody else has offered him. Now let's see now. So Darnold's the only offer left on the board. We did get Zach, but it looks like McCole Hardman went elsewhere, which the only other real scheme fit at wide receiver is Rashid Shaheed. I mean, I'd take you on, a 3-year deal, which were his only offer, and maybe now I could actually look at DJ Jones. Give you a 3-year deal. I actually want to drop this quite a bit. Hopefully he'll still accept. I mean, we're his only offer. Now let's see if we can get these 3 guys. guys, which DJ and Sam still won't make decisions, but hey, at least we got Rashid Shaheed. Let's see if we land our guys this week. Why won't Sam Darnold choose? Which we did also bring in DJ Jones. It's about time, Sam. I mean, I think that's a decent free agency class to start things off. We just have got to make sure we ace our first NFL draft class. So, I mean, this is what the mock draft is looking like. It doesn't look like there's that many good QBs, unfortunately. I mean, he kind of looks like a beast. We've got to make sure we make all the right moves here because this draft class is really going to set the foundation for this team the next few years. Now, who the heck are the Commanders going to take with their first pick? I have no idea. Where's the picks? Hello? Gosh dang it, they took the QB. And the Lions went offensive tackle. Now this QB, John Dillinger, has jumped all the way up into the top 5. Now I just don't know if this is the guy I want to use a top 5 pick on. Now this Cody Wynn guy is somebody I really do like, so maybe we could drop back a few picks and still take them. I would literally love just to drop back like 1 or 2 picks and get some big picks back in return. I have to say these offers are absolutely putrid, but I'll go in manually here and see what I can cook up. Let's see if the Dolphins want to move up 2 picks. You give me Jalen Phillips here and we're golden. This is so dumb, man. You're getting rid of cap space. So how about your 2nd and 3rd round pick? I mean, I think I would 100% take this deal. I just don't know if the Dolphins will. It's in the yellow. So we'll take out the 3rd round pick and see if they'll just give me their 2nd. It's so close. You give me your 2nd, I'll give you the 4th that I acquired in the deal earlier. I feel like this would be fair and it's still green. I'm telling you, I'm gonna find a way to cook up something solid. How about your 3rd and a 6th? Come on, Miami, you know you wanted it, still declined. How about a 6th from 2026 instead? Boo! Well, how about just the 1st and the 3rd? Miami, please. Oh, Jesus. How about our 5th from 2025? I don't even think it budged. So instead, I'll throw in my 4th from this year if you'll also give me a 6th. Come on now, please. Oh, Jesus. Now a 7th from 2026, and I think we should be good from here. What do you mean? I'll give you my 6th from 2025 instead. Finally! I don't even know if that was worth it at the end of the day. No way Miami takes my QB. Like Miami, Chicago, they don't need quarterbacks, so they took left tackle. Chicago, no way they replace Justin Fields. They go outside linebacker, and boys, it is officially time. Cody Wynn out of USC. Hopefully, you're the one to help bring a Lombardi trophy back to Los Angeles, and it's not a good start with his normal development trait. Hopefully, he's at least a high overall. There's still some decent quarterbacks available in the 2nd. Like, I don't do this, right? Like, I don't take 2 QBs. Like, that'd be a dumb decision. That would be a dumb decision. There's still some really good players available, and the guy that I really do have my eye on right now is this fella right here out of Texas A&M. He could be a lockdown corner for us. He's also a scheme fit, which helps, and he does have hidden development, which is a massive dub. Now time for our 3rd round pick. Again, there's some half-decent players still available, but at the same time, some really bad ones. Now, this guy right here could actually be a stud. Mitch McMichael. He's either going to be incredible or the worst draft pick of all time. There's no in between, and he's normal, which doesn't mean the end of the world, which we pick again 2 picks later here. Now, there's some decent offensive linemen left. Like this guy, Ross Brock, actually looks pretty freaking good, and we really do need an offensive guard. I mean, if he's good, he'll start for us day 1, and he does have hidden development, so thank God we get a half-decent pick here. Hopefully, we can get 2 back-to-back studs now with our 4th round pick. Here's another offensive guard that actually looks pretty okay. Like, his pass blocking could be bad. He has good impact block. I mean, our offensive line is so bad that he'd probably start for us regardless, and he's another player we get in the 4th round with hidden development. We've actually done some good with our last few selections. Hopefully, we can do the same with our upcoming 5th round pick. Now, we do have a middle linebacker here in the 5th round that actually looks pretty good. I mean, we need depth everywhere, so as long as he's like a 70 overall, like, I think that's a dub pick. And we do have 2 more picks here in the 6th round. Let's hopefully get ourselves a late gem. These receivers are so bad, it's hilarious. Now, this guy right here, Trent Stanley, looks pretty good. We need all the offensive linemen possible. Hopefully, he's a decent overall. Let's hopefully at least end this draft on a high note. Now, this is the only guy that I'm really interested at all in drafting, Jose Kidd. kid. Like, he could be good depth for us. I mean, he's normal development. He's kind of slow, but he could be okay. Now, time for the moment of truth, boys. We need to go check out what our draft class overalls are. Hopefully, that quarterback's at least like a 75. And it's honestly, I think, a really good draft. The QB's a 73. Our corner's pretty solid. We got a great outside linebacker in the 3rd round, a good offensive guard, some good depth in the last few rounds. I think this draft class is what, like a solid B? If anything, a great foundation builder. I mean, in just one offseason, we got the squad up to an 80 overall with an 81 offense and an 80 defense. We probably need this quarterback to play out of his skin his rookie season to have a shot to make the playoffs here in year 2, though. And the defense, not gonna lie, still looks quite terrible, but at the same time, I think it looks better than what we started with. Now, the question here, though, Aaron Donald's on a 1-year contract. Like, do I trade him away and try to add like 2 or 3 players to fill other positions of need? I do want to make another move or 2 before the season starts, though, and I still haven't decided if we're gonna trade away Aaron Donald. What will teams offer us for this package? It looks like a bunch of crap. I'm trying to target a good young tight end, though. I would absolutely love to be able to bring Chig in. Come on, please. It was accepted. We got ourselves our new heir to Tyler Higbee, which was an incredible move because that other guard that we got in the draft converted to center is actually a 71 overall. And we just finessed another 3rd round pick from the Chiefs with this package, which I think is wild. Now, if we were just to test the waters, what would teams offer me? I mean, honestly, like, none of that I even care about. So I think for now we are going to keep Aaron Donald. I'm just hoping he really doesn't retire after this season because I would love to keep him until he was like 40. Hold on a second. There's a 74 overall star undrafted free agent kicker available. You best believe we're signing this bad boy. There's a good undrafted fullback too. I mean, every team, he's a superstar. He's an undrafted free agent fullback superstar. Most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. Adrian Fitzsimmons, welcome yourself to Los Angeles. What the frick? And we just got rid of said kicker and punter along with the 2027 to get a 6th round pick in the upcoming draft. Let me tell you something, I absolutely love this game. I think we're finally ready for season number 2, and let me tell you something, boys, if we get anything more than like 8 wins, I'm screaming for joy here. At bare minimum, I just want to see some improvement from our 4-win season just a year ago. And let me tell you something, boys, I did not see any improvement. How did we go 4-13 back-to-back seasons? I told you guys this was gonna be the hardest rebuild of all time. At least our offense improved a little bit. Our defense at least wasn't dead last. And at least this season we're gonna have the number 2 overall pick. I thought surely we were gonna win more games than last year. I mean, that wasn't even really a horrible rookie season. I mean, 17 interceptions is a lot, but that's still okay. This team just can't run the freaking ball. I mean, Cooper Kupp's still putting up numbers, but I'm kind of disappointed in that Traylon Burks production. I mean, we got to the QB a little better this year, but like, what the heck was this team's problem? I mean, our young QB turned into a star this season, but like his overall stayed the same. Like, the team's overall is just not really gonna progress as long as we lose 13 games a year. Just imagine if we were able to get Dalton Hoffman. At least our young QB did come 3rd place in Rookie of the Year voting. Oh wow, the Cowboys made it back to the Super Bowl. Such a horrible game. Honest to God, Aaron Donald might have retired after that crap and he didn't thank the Lord. Just gotta keep my foot on the gas, boys. Have another big offseason here because you guys can tell this freaking team needs it. Still have 3 more years to put in the work though, boys. I'm not stressing just yet. Just kidding, I'm stressing because he has 0 interest in re-signing. For starters, let's just go ahead and accept Traylon's 5th-year option. But Aaron Donald, man, you have got to come back, bro. You've got to. You know what? I'll give you a 5-year deal. I want you to stay a Ram until you're 40 because we cannot. I mean, we cannot just lose Aaron Donald to free agency. Hopefully that is enough and Aaron Donald is coming back. Thank the Lord. If anything, I can now trade him in a year or 2. Now, Ernest Jones, I probably need to bring him back because he's been our leading tackler for the last few years and he's still really young. He has just no interest in returning, which is the horrible part. But that salary increase brought him back. The last guy I really care about is Rob Havenstein. He's old, which is a pretty big problem, but I'd rather keep him for another few years. We had to overpay all these players, though, because they didn't want to come back, but at least money does talk. Now, Bob here, like, he's not my biggest priority, but, like, I would rather him come back. At least we went 100% again, which still leaves us with $70 million to spend in free agency. We've just got to freaking pray this is a loaded free agent class. Come on, please be some juicy free agents. And my boys, let me tell you, there for sure are. Now, I think I do want to take advantage of the fact that Jamal Adams, for whatever reason, wants to come here. I mean, I think this is a good offer. I just want to make sure he actually does come. And as of right now, the Texans are beating us out. Nah, man, I actually want this deal badly. Now we're on par with the Texans. I just don't know if that means we're like tied or they still are on top of us. Come on, this is a ridiculous offer, Jamal. Now, it does look like we leapfrogged the Texans. Now, Rondale Moore here could be an interesting signing. I'll give you 5 years and bump it up just a tad. It looks good so far. Now, J.O.K., even though he's not a scheme fit, is the exact player I want to target. He's young, he's good, he has a good development trait. I mean, he could be a starting outside linebacker for us for the rest of the rebuild. We're definitely not close to his home of Virginia, so we're going to have to overpay, which as of right now, we're looking good. Now, Jedrick Willis here, he really could be our starting left tackle for the rest of the rebuild. That's if he does want to join us, and we're blowing everybody out of the water. Now, Greg Newsome is the last guy that I might want to try and acquire. Like, he is that lockdown corner that we really do need. So I will give you a 5-year deal. I'll up the salary just a little bit because I do want you pretty bad. You know what? I'll even give you a 6-year deal. It's ridiculous, isn't it? Now, do I try to take the offer a step further to make sure we can get him because we're tied with 4 other teams? Come on, man. I'm giving you so much money here. And we have officially separated ourselves from the rest of the pack. Now, I kind of am interested in this guy with star development. We don't have any depth at defensive end, but hopefully he'll take this offer. It looks good so far, but I'm going to go ahead and evaluate the offers we put out there, and hopefully we get all 6 players that we offered. That's the only offer that's still active. Come on, please tell me we have 5 players sitting here for us, and boys, we got every single target out there. My God, dude, this team is going to be so much better. Can James just go ahead and please sign? Thank you. I mean, I think the offense looks a lot better. I know at least the defense is. We just need to have ourselves another massive draft class here, though, because another big draft class here could be the difference in whether or not we win a Super Bowl. So the Saints went with the left tackle with pick number 1. Now, what the heck do I do here? Like, honestly, I kind of want to trade down here. Like, I could trade all the way down and be happy with this left tackle here. I think that's the move. I'm going to try and trade down and see what the heck I can get on top of that. We can get 3 first-round picks here from the Vikings. We are looking at some absolute ridiculous offers here, but I wonder if I can modify some of these offers and maybe get some players that we need in return. And boys, we just got ourselves an absolute massive haul in return. Jalen Carter, 2 first, a second, third, and 4th round pick. Boys, let me tell you something. Now we're starting to cook. I know dropping down 26 spots is massive, but I do think that was a massive haul in return. I mean, like I said, there's still some really good talent here, like this guy, or even this guy. I might have to go with Brandon here. He has A and B key ratings, and he's 6'8". Come on, don't be a stinker. It wasn't a stinker. Big pick. I actually have 2 back-to-back second-round picks. Like, what are the odds we could trade this pick and get another good pick back in return? Now, there is actually a really good tight end here that I kind of want to take, but I feel like I could trade down from the number 1 pick in the 2nd round, still get that tight end, and maybe bring in a player that we could use too. So I set out and accomplished exactly what I wanted to do. We traded down with the Seahawks, also acquired a 3rd from next year, and got our brand new starting middle linebacker, which we still do have the number 2 pick in the 2nd here, and I still do really like this tight end. Like, he's either going to be amazing or horrible. Has really good player notes on him. Had himself an incredible combine. I think I'm going to pull the trigger here, and he only has normal development. Hopefully that doesn't mean he's horrible. Now, I do think I'm just going to go with the top guy on the board here. Hopefully that catching rating isn't horrible, but the rest of his stuff looks good. Tell me he just has hidden development, and he does, so hopefully that means that's a big pick. We have another pick here at the beginning of the 3rd, and I do have to say, man, this quarterback sitting right here looks pretty good. Like, it doesn't hurt to take a decent QB, right? Like, as long as he's just average and can push our starter. Maybe he can turn out to be the next Russell Wilson. I have to say, this top center on the board actually looks pretty good. Now the question, my friends, is how good? Good enough to have hidden development at least. I have to say, as bad as I feel like we need defensive players, there's like nobody on the board that even looks good. And all these receivers look horrible. I honest to God might just trade this pick away. Like, can I just get some picks for next year instead? We just went ahead, traded with the Chiefs again, and got a 3rd from next year and 5th from next year. So let me tell you, this draft class is absolutely horrible. Like, Frank Samuel is the only player that even looks half decent, which at the end of the day, he'll probably, oh my God, has hidden development. So maybe that was actually a good pick. I might just take this outside linebacker because, again, he is going to be the worst player of all time or an absolute steal here in the 5th. And might be the worst player of all time. I'm again just gonna trade this pick away because everybody available at this point just looks like absolute trash. Yeah, we'll take a 6th and 7th from next year. Why not? Now, time to find out whether or not that was the best or worst draft class of all time. Honest to God, bro, that was one incredible draft class. I mean, our 1st round pick was kind of bad, but my God, dude, did we get some studs. This has got to be a team that wins more than 4 games this upcoming season. It's got to be. I mean, the defense looks pretty good too. Now, there are some players before the season starts that I do want to try and ship on. Try to get some value in return while I can. Now, for whatever reason, the Detroit Lions actually want Sam Darnold, so maybe that means we could actually bring something back. Oh my God, so we're actually cooking up something pretty big here. We definitely have a lot of draft picks that we can use. What if we threw in a 3rd? It's getting so close. Oh my God, this might actually be a game changer. We just have so many picks for next season. Come on, man, please be enough. And boys, let's welcome our brand new starting defensive end, Aiden Hutchinson, to Los Angeles. And you boys thought I was done. Not even freaking close. Now, these are the 3 players I'm trying to move on from. Let me tell you something, boys. We are about to absolutely break the NFL world. Come on, man. Please accept it. So close. Like, this could literally be the game changer that we need. Oh, man, look at that. All I have to do from here is throw in a pubic hair. That would make it a 2028 6th round selection. And boys, why don't you just go ahead and welcome Chris Lindstrom, 95 overall, and Bijan Robinson to the Los Angeles Rams, which does unfortunately mean I need to get rid of Cam Akers here. I actually cannot believe what I'm about to witness right here. We just get ourselves a brand new starting center, which we needed like super bad. And with our leftover offensive lineman, we just go and steal ourselves a standout free safety, which now means we can say goodbye to John Johnson, which we got another 2nd rounder for. And I just have to point out there that there's an undrafted 80 overall superstar punter in free agency. I'm definitely willing to upgrade. There's actually a 70 overall undrafted rookie wide receiver, Spencer Craig. Welcome to Los Angeles. We have built this Rams team up to an 85 overall with an 85 offense and an 87 defense. This was once the worst roster in the entire NFL. The offensive line is fantastic. We got Bijan to hand the ball off to. We got a young QB that has Cooper Kupp, Traylon Burks, and Rondale Moore as options. And let me tell you something, this defense is absolutely loaded. I'm telling you, man, if we don't go from back-to-back 4-13 seasons to the playoffs this year, I'm telling you, maybe even a division crown, this game is dumb. Dumbest game on the market. At least 10 wins or I'm fuming. Now that, my friends, has got to be one of the best turnarounds in NFL history. And look at that team overall. That is thoroughly deserved. I can't believe we won 8 games in the first 2 years and then immediately grabbed ourselves a 1st round bye. All the way up to the 2nd best offense in the NFL, and defensively we had the #1 defense, so officially have brought this team from the worst defense in the league to the best. I knew we drafted ourselves an absolute monster at QB. It just took them a few seasons. 4,300 yards, 40 touchdowns to only 13 picks with a 70% completion percentage. Like, this might be MVP numbers. And that, my friends, is exactly why I acquired Bijan. This is the first time we had a 1,000-yard rusher, and he went and grabbed 1,400 yards and 13 touchdowns. And I knew that tight end was going to be an absolute beast. beast. Oh my god, Aaron Donald with 27 sacks. Where did this come from? He's like 45 at this point, not to mention Aiden Hutchinson with 10. What freaking roster building from yours truly? Didn't have the MVP winner, but we did have somebody finally come in the top 10. How did I not win Coach of the Year? All that's left to do from here, man, is to try to go on this Super Bowl run and time to see who we're taking on in the divisional round, and it's our division rival 49ers, which we are the better team, so we should get the dub here, right? I'm sure this upgrade's really gonna make the difference. Now, before we do inevitably lose this first game, I want to see how everybody's overalls have progressed. Our QB's now in the 80s, Bijan's in the 90s, our entire offensive line is at least in the 80s, and this defense, man, it is so loaded. I mean, we brought the team up to an 88 overall with an 88 offense and an 89 defense. I'm just so worried, though, that we're gonna lose this first game. We can't, man. And we won! But unfortunately, we have to take on the Cowboys, which is by far the most overpowered team in the entire game. Now, finally, some upgrades that are actually gonna help the squad. Now, if we somehow do beat the Cowboys here, we're gonna have to take on either Justin Herbert or Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl. But we're actually gonna jump into the conference championship and sim from here. I just can't let one click of a button decide everything. It's a bad start. We're down 7-0 in the second quarter. We do get a field goal. Come on now, answer. We're kicking field goals. We take the lead. We take the lead. Come on. Keep on pounding. The Cowboys take the lead, but we got it right back. 21, 24-14, 24-21. Score a touchdown. We're up by 10. Come on now. No shot we choke this. No shot that we choke this. And boys, the first time we have made the playoffs after winning 8 games in the first 2 seasons combined, your Los Angeles Rams are headed back to the Super Bowl after multiple upon multiple miserable seasons. Oh my god, we cannot make it all the way to the Super Bowl and lose. We just can't. Now, is it going to be the Los Angeles Chargers, or is it going to be Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs? I probably want the Chargers, and of course we get Patrick Mahomes. They've just beaten down every single team they played in this playoff run. At least we got a few more meaningful upgrades before we have to take on Mahomes. The crazy thing is, we're actually the underdog. I beg though, bro, we can't lose. We cannot lose. Just contain Patrick and we're gonna win this game. We take a 7-0 early lead. Of course, the Chiefs answer. It's 14-3. Come on, 14-10. They're gonna make it close, aren't they? Oh god, they're gonna take the lead. And they're not. We got the ball. 21-10 going into halftime. It's a 4-point game. It's an 11-point game. Please, bro, please don't make this stressful. It's a 1-possession game still. Going into the fourth quarter, we're up by 11. We're up by 11. The Chiefs have the ball. They score. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Oh yes, let's go! Boys, we did it. I actually cannot believe it. I cannot believe we just turned a team that went 4-13, 4-13, 2 consecutive seasons into Super Bowl champions. Just like that. I told you guys this QB was gonna be a legend. You just had to be patient. Let me tell you something, Rams fans. You're freaking welcome. You need to tell Sean McVay to hire yours truly. Not gonna lie though, bro. And an absolute loss for words, which thank God officially means I once again get to save my money. Now, hopefully you guys did enjoy. And if you did, you can click right here to watch me rebuild the Arizona Cardinals, who are actually Madden 24's lowest rated team. So theoretically, this was actually a bigger challenge than this video.